So this little Lego Star Wars set might be the most controversial set of 2024. More on that in a minute. But today, guys, we are reviewing 75391 Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter. Now, pricing on this should be $10, though that's not confirmed. I'm going to have a link down in the description to lego.com. It's affiliated, helps with the channel. So if you choose to purchase the set through the link, helps me out. But if you use that link, you can also just go and check and see what the final pricing is. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like $12 or $13. I say that because Mando's N1 Starfighter Microfighter is like $16, but that arguably comes with a second figure given that you get Grogu in the set. And then Boba Fett's Starship is $10, and that just has a single figure like Captain Rex's Y-Wing here. So who knows what the final pricing is. Hopefully it's $10. Again, go check for yourself with the link down in the description. So, why is Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter so controversial within the LEGO Star Wars community? Well, first off, some breaking news here, but this Captain Rex is exactly the same as the minifigure we get in the $650 UCS Venator set. The pauldron's the same, the head's the same, the armor's the same, arm printing's here, it's exactly the same. And so that has stirred up quite a lot of conversation within the community over the last couple months since this set was basically rumored. And a lot of people were speculating that maybe LEGO would omit the pauldron or a different head, or maybe they'd omit the arm printing for this Microfighter set. Nope, it's exactly the same. And so that's why this set is so controversial. Because, and I can kind of understand this perspective, fans that go out and buy a $650 UCS set expect exclusive minifigures for that high price tag. And I totally understand that perspective. And that's technically still the case. We get Admiral Yularen. He will probably remain an exclusive minifigure in the Venator. Now, as for Rex, when I made my review of the Venator last year, I was super excited to see the return of the character. Though I did admit, and I still agree, that LEGO shouldn't have been putting such a sought-after, highly desirable clone trooper behind a $650 paywall. That just wasn't the right move. Honestly, this is the right move. Putting Rex in a hopefully $10 set, this is exactly what LEGO should be doing. Now, as for Rex in the Venator, honestly, I think Rex was just the wrong choice to put in that set. They should have gone with Anakin Skywalker with the Clone Wars armor, maybe with arm printing, or Ahsoka, or both of those figures should have been included, honestly, with the Venator. That would make a lot of sense. I think keeping Rex back and putting him in this Microfighter would have been the logical decision. So I think personally, LEGO made a mistake by putting Rex in the Venator. But now, as of 2024, it's just the reality that you can either get Rex in a $650 set or what it should be a $10 set. And speaking of this set, I do want to thank LEGO for sending this set over for review. Let's go into the in-depth of Captain Rex's Y-Wing Microfighter. It is crazy just how much anticipation there is for this set, but here it is, Captain Rex's Y-Wing, fully built, and let's take a look at Captain Rex. Just like I said a few minutes ago, this is the exact same minifigure that comes in the UCS Venator set, same pauldron, same helmet, same antenna, same blasters, same arm printing. There's nothing different. Even the item numbers in the back of the instruction match up with the Venator. So if you're wondering, nope, this is not any type of new variant, including the head. But given the context of what this set is, Captain Rex's Y-Wing, which we see at the end of Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7, he would still have his medical bandage on top of his head, so that makes complete sense to me. Now, what I don't understand is why Captain Rex still doesn't come with a waist cape. Now, in the context of the Microfighter, it makes sense because you have to sit Rex down in the actual set. But going back to the Venator, it made no sense why the figure did not come with a waist cape because he just stands on the plaque. With that said though, there is third-party options. I'll link my favorite down below. But now let's take a look at the actual Y-Wing Microfighter. I have to say, I think LEGO's implementation here is fairly well done. It looks good. It looks like the Clone Wars variant of the Y-Wing, shrunken down into the Microfighter scale, this kind of chibi-esque form, matches up with all the other Microfighters, and I'll be comparing Boba Fett's Starship here in a second, with, of course, have the pink engines on the backside, which look appropriate. Obviously, there's not too much details here. It's not a crazy bunch of things to talk about. You have a control panel up at the front, a windshield, you have some, turrets up the very front, you have side stud launchers, and that's really about it. It's a fairly simple set. Kids will have fun playing around with it. Adults can display it, I suppose, but really, you're getting this set for the minifigure. Hopefully we'll see more Clone Wars-esque Microfighters. Technically, we've gotten a few in the past, like the ARC 170 and Gunship, but I'd love to see more. Now, lastly, I have Boba Fett's Starship here, or the Slave One Microfighter. This came out about a year or two ago, and it's $10 versus the Captain Rex's Y-Wing is $13. Then lastly, just for funsies, might as well show the old OG 2009 Clone Wars yellow Y-Wing versus Captain Rex's 501st Blue Y-Wing. Honestly, it's pretty funny to see these two sets side by side, and this is probably how I want to display it. So by this point, I don't think there's that much more I need to say about Captain Rex's Y-Wing. Sure, it's disappointing that we're getting a Captain Rex that was an exclusive figure in the Venator. LEGO said so in the instructions in the UCS Venator. They're going back on their word. That's very disappointing to see. But we're talking about getting Captain Rex for $640 less than what it was basically yesterday, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just really think LEGO made a poor decision putting Captain Rex in the Venator when they could have chosen so many other great characters to bring into that set. Rex should absolutely be in a set like this, something that's very affordable, accessible to pretty much everybody, and that's exactly what the Captain Rex Y-Wing does, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Sure, I wish maybe LEGO removed the arm printing or removed the pauldron or a different head, something to make this Rex different from the Venator, and that would help things out for those who purchased it. But again, at the end of the day, the people who bought the Venator, myself included, I bought 3, they bought it for the set, not the minifigure. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, okay, I'm not disappointed at all that this is the exact same Rex in a $10 set versus a $650 set. I am slightly disappointed by that, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I'm still very happy with my purchases of the Venator set because I wanted the Venator. Just in the future, to LEGO, don't put a popular character like this in the Venator. Keep it towards sets under $50 to $100. I think this is the right move. So, for those of you who haven't picked up the Venator, this is a day one buy. I cannot recommend this set enough. You're getting the great Captain Rex minifigure, even though it doesn't have the Wayscape, but at least you can add a third-party version. Hopefully next year in 2025, we'll finally see the return of Wayscapes on Clone Troopers. That's just me guessing, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.